So if I'm making sense, Daniel, my question is, how do you see AI playing into these equations that we're discussing?
Yeah, I'm very, very excited about AI. And at Hims and Hers, we're doing some very exciting work trying to implement it to help people with their mental health. But it's a powerful tool, and powerful tools can be very helpful or very destructive. And for example, if you look at the case of opioids,
Right.
you know, if you've ever had surgery or been in some traumatic accident, you can say with me, thank God for opioids. But opioids can also absolutely destroy your life. And that's how it is with any tool. Mm-hmm. It can be incredibly helpful and productive, and it can also destroy things. And AI is no exception. We can talk in a minute about how we're using AI to try to promote mental health. We'll talk about the dangers first, though. And that is that we may, just as we've sort of turned over a lot of our physical labor to machines, we may turn over a lot of our mental and emotional labor, sort of regress into going back to being children and allowing AIs to take care of us. And, oh, you need to be at this doctor's appointment. Oh, you need to be at this play date. We don't have any responsibilities. We're just doing what our AI assistant is telling us to do. The problem with that is, if you want to build muscles, you know that you need resistance. Mm-hmm. You need to push against something in order for your muscles to grow. It's the same with the psyche. In order to have psychological, personal growth, you have to have obstacles to overcome. So this idea of, okay, AI is going to give me so much free time, I can use that for personal development to grow. No. You have it exactly backwards. Growth comes not from having free time to address your needs. Growth comes from challenges that almost take you down. And so people who have terrible losses are sometimes crushed by those losses and never recover. But if they're not crushed, they're made stronger. People who battle cancer often talk about how it led them to completely change their lives, to appreciate the people that they love, to appreciate small things like rainbows and sunsets. People who, any kind of challenge that threatens your competency is how you grow. So I am a little bit worried that by making our lives much, much easier, the risk is it could infantilize us. And we need to be very, very careful about this idea that personal growth comes from having free time to pursue our own interests. It doesn't. Personal growth comes from overcoming challenges. And I think also I'd just like to bring in here something called the happiness paradox. Mm-hmm. The happiness paradox is a very, very well-established psychological principle that says if you go out and do things to seek your own happiness, it won't make you happy. But if you work for the happiness of other people, that will make you happy.
Yeah, I think that what I was trying to say is that, we're seeing, like in what you said right now, Daniel, is that arguably AI will take care of everything and we're going to lose our sense of agency in a way. We're going to lose what makes us human. And I'm concerned that, like you say, I share that concern with you, is that now we're going to not be so busy in work, in the definition that we have of work. We're going to transition into freedom, quote unquote, and we're not prepared to embrace that freedom because we're packed with distractions. We cannot be bored. We have to, it's a cue. When I'm bored, I'm going to turn on my phone and I'm going to scroll through social media. We can't contemplate or go into forestries anymore as much as we did. We cannot connect with that unconscious realm we discussed earlier, Daniel. And I'm concerned that in a way it's an opportunity to discover ourselves. And also what you said, the last thing you said is the happiness paradox. We're going to be able to reconnect with what makes us human, is our communities, is us sharing this blue marble in the universe. We're in this spaceship together, and the best way of doing it is helping each other. But I'm concerned that AI is going to replace that. We won't be able to see that hidden opportunity, that hidden gem that is freedom. And that reminds me of Nathaniel Branden's ideas of, being a hero, almost being a virtuous person. Choosing morality in today's world can be deemed as a superpower. You can be seen as a superhero. And so how do you see, or rather, how do you think that we could untap that potential that we all have, that we all believe we have and we know we have, with AI, with these new technologies, and reconnect with the unconscious in a good way, in a healthy way, with the shadow itself?
Yeah. So, we evolved in an environment in which we hunted for survival, and when we had conflict, it was hand-to-hand conflict. Not pulling triggers, but whacking people over the head with stones. And it doesn't sound very appealing, but it actually is very important. Physical activity is part of the unconscious, your body, part of your unconscious. And we need that. And so what did we do when we no longer went hunting and smashed people over the head with rocks? We developed sport, right? Mm-hmm. And so sports are a kind of hunting. We hunt for the ball. They're a kind of physical aggression. And we really, really enjoy that. And for some people, playing sports is the highlight of their life. And my son is like that, and I totally get it. and I think we're going to need to do something similar with the psychological aspects. Just like machines and farming took away our need for a lot of physical labor that our humanity evolved to engage in, and we replaced it with sports and other things. We're going to need, AI is brand new. It may take us 100 years to figure it out. What's going to replace the very, very healthy adversity that we face these days? Sports is kind of an artificial adversity. You create this goal that's very difficult to achieve, and it's no fun if it's easy. We're going to need to create artificial adversity, in order to exercise the parts of our brain that we've turned over to AI. I have no idea what that's going to look like, but it's probably going to be kind of cool.